see me?
Yes.
Cool.
We are live.
I've never been on film before.
Do you want me to get closer?
No, absolutely not. You can actually take it back a little bit. How you doing, guys? The accent, in case you're wondering, is Irish, so you may have a little bit of trouble understanding me. I've been working with Robert and Ben for, I think, just over 8 years. We service the liquor in all of their bars and their restaurants. You probably see right on the front page there the little bar rescue symbol. We do all the background work for bar rescue in terms of when you see a report coming out, you were stealing this, you were stealing that, you were doing this. That data is coming from us. That's it. The production, the storylines, absolutely nothing to do with us. I know pretty much everybody here today is wait staff, okay, but it's important, especially in a new venture, that everybody is aware of what's actually going on in the business in all aspects of it. And I'm sure at some point here, somebody who is currently wait staff will graduate to the bar, okay? I won't keep you guys long. When I do a full-blown staff meeting for bar staff, it's projectors, it's PowerPoint, the whole 9 yards, but this is going to be a short one for you guys today. You're going to be busy, get caught up with everything. Our company, our umbrella company, is called Sculpture Hospitality. What we're actually doing here is our Bevinco section of the company. We've been around for 25 years. We are the biggest company in the world that does inventory for bars and restaurants. So you're not dealing with some little Irish, or not some Irish guy who's coming in off the street. Okay, I've been doing this coming on 16 years last month. Prior to that, bartender for 25 years. Okay, I bartended some of the busiest bars up and down the East Coast. I used to run the big Irish bar on 2nd Street when it first opened. Whereas that's where I found out about this company. We do, on average, about 5,000 audits every week around the country. Okay, we've got close to 400 offices just in North America, and we're in 37 other countries. So as I say, we're not Wendy's, we're the McDonald's of this type of thing. Okay? Basically, what we are there to do for an owner is to ensure that they are getting the return on their investment. Okay? Same way, in any business, you buy something to resell it. You need to make a profit. Okay? It doesn't matter if it's cars, food, alcohol. It's all about making a profit. When I first started in this business, I don't even want to say 1984, when I got off the boat from Ireland, I was a bartender down Jersey Shore. Okay? Bartending down there at that time, I don't know if anybody's ever seen the movie Cocktail, Tom Cruise. It was a cowboy show. It literally was. It was you poured what you wanted. We used to bartend by color. Okay, customers, oh, I want an Alabama Slammer. I don't, what's in that? Just make it red and send it. And that's literally what happened. The business has changed dramatically as I've gone through it over the years. Up to the point where I got away from bartending into the management aspect of it. And I started seeing back-of-house numbers of what you did behind the bar, how it affected the whole business. Okay? Any owner will tell you of a restaurant that has a liquor license, alcohol generates more profit than anything. If your bar isn't profitable, you're not going to stay in business. That's the bottom line. Okay, I've seen it, I've dealt with so many other owners over the year. They don't see it that way. Oh, I don't need somebody to track my. Sooner or later, it catches up to you. When you're not making the margins you're supposed to be making, all of a sudden, electric, insurance, wages, workers' comp, all these things catch up. So the bar has to be profitable for any restaurant to survive. This industry in general, and particularly bars, most businesses, I'd say for retail, Walmart's probably the worst. Walmart probably loses anywhere from 7 to 12% of stock. That's a big number in the retail business. Most regular businesses will lose 2 to 3% per week of stock. shrinkage is what they generally refer to it as. This business, okay, the bar and restaurant business, generally loses of inventory used each week 20 to 35%. Okay, so we can ballpark, so you can call it a third, you can call it a quarter. Either way, it's a hell of a lot of money. Okay? When I first heard the numbers, the bar I used to run what I considered to be the tightest bar in the city. We opened the Big Irish joint on 2nd Street, 1998, 7. All the staff that worked there, all my buddies from the shore. The guys I trusted to do the job right. And every week I went round Monday morning, day off, 0.6, 0.4, and I'm down to the office with spreadsheets and all this, and I thought, hey, forecast 22.6, that's pretty good. Industry says 20 to 25. We're in there, we're golden. Bullshit. That's basically what that was. But we'd all be doing, all the managers throughout the company doing this 10th, that. What a complete utter waste of time that was for everybody. If I had all those hours back, I'd be at golf for weeks. Basically, that whole thing is it's totally inaccurate. We had Bevinco come in. We were the second bar in Philadelphia to start using this 17 years ago. When I saw the first numbers, and when I sit down, usually what we do is we work with bars that are currently in existence. Not too often we do a preemptive meeting like this, but you know, sometimes it's better just to get the information out there. But the losses we had were pretty much like everybody else I've ever seen. And I was shocked, totally shocked. Made me look bad, it was my color wrong on the place. So that's when I realized this does happen, no matter how much an owner tries to stay on top of it, or a manager tries to stay on top of it. Putting it bluntly, it's going to go missing. That's the bottom line of it. Okay? How's it going to go missing? Again, most of your wait staff, I don't know if anybody has bartender experience. There's the old classic, you give away a drink to a customer. Some people call that comping, and technically a comp would be something like that. But I'm talking about the old, you're trying to pick up the guy or the girl at the end of the bar, hey, there's free, you know, your buddies are in, watching, doing whatever, here's a couple of drinks, free drink. That's giving drinks away. Okay. I mean, when you do that, you may as well sneak up behind Robert, stick your hand in his pocket, put like $20 and stick it in your pocket. It is no different. Okay? Giving away drinks is stealing. That gets back to what I said earlier about years ago down the shore. We gave away drinks like there's no business. But it was, I had owners say to me, oh, come on, give away some more drinks, keep the people up, jumping, keep them partying, whatever. Well, okay, the bars were open to 5 in the morning. Yeah, you kind of had to do something to keep them in your place. That's what we did. But this is a different one. If you give drinks away, you're stealing out of Robert Pitt's pocket. Okay? Overpouring. Overpouring a drink is actually the single biggest killer of bars and bar owners. Okay? And I say that it's the biggest because it's the one thing we always find pretty much every bar. Again, considering we've done $3 or $4 million in the last 20 years, whatever it may be. Standard pour size, okay, for a mixed drink. I say standard because if you were to average out all the bars in the country, 80% of them are using this. Standard pour size is an ounce and a quarter in a mixed drink. Mixed drink, Captain Cup, absolutely so. Okay? Ounce and a quarter. That's the standard pour size. Once you get into rocks and martinis, those things increase. Okay? And that stuff we'll actually go over as we progress through the next couple of weeks. The one thing you need to be able to do, are you using measured pours or the free pouring or jiggering? Yeah, the one thing, a lot of people are saying to me about using jiggers. Me personally, I was never a big fan. Okay, and I've sat with, I used to work with all the bars down at the airport. And they, you know, they're like for jiggers and this one. Think about jigger to use it effectively. Okay, so when you're pouring, you go to dump, Make sure this arm doesn't stay like this. Right? That's where the over-pouring comes from. People, oh, we use jiggers, we can't over-pour. Of course you can. I got bartenders tell me, oh, we've got measured pours, measure exactly that. We can't over-pour. Of course you can. Let me show you. There you go. All these things are only tools to use. Right? Like a chef uses a spatula. If he wants to put 2 steaks on a plate, he can put 2 steaks on. Okay? People always think, well, how do you audit a bar? Audits are complicated, this, that. Well, yeah, true they are. We have a nice little piece of software we've spent close to $3 million on. So as of yesterday, when I met with our tech guys. But basically what we do, when we come into the bar, we'll be coming in every Monday. Okay? Every liquor bottle is different. They all have their own weight of the actual glass bottle. Different styles of liquor have a different density, and hence a different weight as well. So anyway, I know exactly how much a bottle of Jack Daniels weighs. Okay? If I pour an ounce and a quarter exactly out of that bottle of Jack Daniels, I know exactly the weight that's going to be there. I don't know. My computer knows. My computer knows everything. I don't need to know because the computer knows. Okay? So when I come in next Monday, I'm going to weigh everything, including the kegs of beer. And it's going to give me a weight, say on the bottle of Jack Daniels. When I come in the next week, I'm going to weigh the same bottle. If the same bottle is still there, if it's not, it doesn't matter. The difference in the weight tells me exactly how many ounces of Jack Daniels have been used in the business in the last 7 days. Okay? Okay, well that's great. What do you do with that information? Your POS system is going to tell me there was 1 Jack Coke, 1 Jack Rocks, 2 Jack Manhattans. POS is going to tell me, or tell my computer, there should be 13 1/4 ounces of Jack Daniels used based on what the bartenders rang up as being sold. So when I look at the actual measurements, my computer's going to say, I can't. It's actually 26 ounces of Jack Daniels used. So where's the other 13 ounces? Where did that go? Is that free drinks? Was it overpoured? Doesn't matter. Same bottom line. Half the product is missing. Robert didn't get his money. Okay. That's one part of the audit. The other part is, I got one guy going around weighing everything. Everything that's full liquor bottles, full kegs, bottles of beer, bottles of wine, everything gets counted as full. So all the beer bottles in the beer boxes will be getting counted, all the wine, everything on the shelf will get counted. We take a complete inventory of everything. Anything that was purchased during that week, we would put that into our software. So that we know come the following week exactly. And with liquor, to 1/1000th of an ounce, how much has been used from every single brand. And the POS will tell us to 100th of an ounce exactly how much should have been used based on what was run up by the bar staff. That's basically the nuts and bolts of what we do. It's a pretty straightforward process, and it gives great numbers. It gives the bar accurate numbers, gives Robert accurate numbers to base his decisions on. The one thing, and I'll say it again, and this doesn't really pertain to you guys, you know, when we produce a weekly report, what we do is we have a rating system called Bevinco rating. It's the metric we use. If Robert calls me up or Harry calls me up from Warren Bennings and says, hey Ken, what was our rating this week? Instead of me having to go through every brand by brand, I can say, Harry, you were at 94.2%. Okay, it turns out it's a B+. It's a simple number for the likes of Robert who has multiple establishments. To be able to look and say, okay, I know that South is doing great because their rating was 96.4. And wherever else going to be 93 in those guys in the King of the Month. Simple metric, it's based on pour costs, it's all very technical, but it's an extremely accurate measurement of how the bar and the restaurant perform. The one thing I can say to you guys, being good staff. Alright, now, I used to have, I say when I used to bartend on 2nd Street, I had Friday night, 12 cocktail service. And more than once one side, set a few backwards too. Okay? Because they're looking for their drinks to serve their customers. I'm trying to serve people at the bar, and I'm trying to get tickets out, whatever. You need to understand the bar staff. It's produce a ticket, get a drink. The bartenders, because of this system, because they know everything has to be accounted for. The bartenders are told, hey, you want a drink, we need the ticket. Okay, so try to, I know it's always going to happen, it's the nature of the business. But as much as possible, you've got to make sure you're not going to the bar, oh quick, I need this quickly type of thing, an absolute martini, and it never finds its way onto a check. So not only has Robert lost money, well, bar's lost money. You probably lost money because it wasn't on your check, so you didn't get the money. Okay, so just little things like that. Say a lot. Some of these will in turn end up behind the bar. So bear these things in mind. So, well, that's it. That's all I got for you. I told you I'd keep it short.
Thank you.
It's really, we really just want you to be aware of what's going on. Okay? Everywhere in the business. Everything's being tracked. And it's not because we think anybody is dishonest. It's just that for years, nobody ever thought of this type of business as a business. Every single business, the bank, you do your banking at, say Walmart, pick any business along this road here. Every one of them does inventory control. They have to. So this is basically just the inventory control for a bar restaurant. This is what the fact that there's a lot of talk about giving stuff away and people steal that is the downside to it. But we are just a normal business controller. That's all we are. We're not out to catch anybody or point fingers at people. I'm just here to let Robert know, hey, there's an issue. Not sure what it is yet, but there's an issue. You're not getting the return on your investment as regards your alcohol. It needs to be looked into. Okay? So, boom. Done.
Thank you.
Thank you. That's the only bummer about my job. I start working at 3 a.m.